copper tones for you and you and you too, whoever you are, wherever you are.
August in the 1970s was a whole mood. You felt it. In the fading smell of chlorine in your hair, the gritty feeling of sand in your sneakers, and the way the sun hit the shag carpet just right through the sliding glass door. Let's take a walk back through what August really felt like, before trapper keepers, bus routes, and pop quizzes ruined everything. The heat was a character.
Dark wild, the savage tan from Tropical Blend. Introducing the ultimate sun formula from Tropical Blend.
The air in August wasn't hot, it was heavy, like soup. Fans turned lazily in windows, boxy and loud, doing absolutely nothing. The ice in your glass of Tang melted before you could finish it. Even the cat moved slowly. Back then, central air was a luxury, and most of us made do with oscillating fans and the constant negotiation over whether to open the front door or not. Spoiler alert, you didn't. You stayed inside until someone hollered that it was safe to go barefoot on the pavement again. Summer had one last burst of freedom.
The Mr. Turtle Pool can help to keep you cool. You can sit on the rim or slide right into the Mr. Turtle Pool. The Mr. Turtle Pool can help to keep you cool.
August meant freedom, the last unstructured days before routine returned. You might have been babysitting the neighbor's kids, but you still had time to sunbathe in baby oil and lemon juice, hoping your hair would go blonde like the girl in the Coppertone ad. You'd lie in the grass with a Tiger Beat magazine open, chewing grape bubble yum, dreaming of Andy Gibb or Leif Garrett. You made friendship bracelets, you passed notes, you practiced your handwriting in your diary like it mattered. And for a moment, it felt like summer could last forever. The radio played the same 12 songs over and over, and we loved it. There was always a radio playing, maybe on the kitchen counter or out by the garage. The antenna stretched and bent like a question mark. And it was always playing something like Afternoon Delight or Don't Go Breaking My Heart. The music was part of the atmosphere. Bread, The Carpenters, Donna Summer, Fleetwood Mac, depending on your mood. And when Summer Breeze came on, it didn't matter where you were. You were transported. Even the commercials had their own charm. A jingle about Coke or Nair could stick in your head for days, and you didn't even mind. Back-to-school shopping was a big deal, but not a fun one.
Cheryl Teagues is here with fashion news. Computers from Atari to There's More for Your Life at Sears.
Sometime around the second week of August, your mom dragged you to Sears or JCPenney to buy school clothes. And not just any school clothes. Sensible ones. Think polyester blouses with Peter Pan collars, corduroy bell-bottoms in weird colors, and maybe a vest or two that you'd never wear after picture day. If you were lucky, you got a new pair of Earth shoes or Dr. Scholl's sandals. And don't forget those stiff notebooks and that plastic pencil box that always cracked before Halloween. Even the TV got boring.
See you next week on the really cool Croft Super Show.
Don't get left behind.
August was that weird time when the Saturday morning cartoons started going into reruns, and primetime was just a strange mix of game shows and made-for-TV movies. There was nothing on but repeats of Love American Style and reruns of The Brady Bunch you'd already memorized. You might have caught a few back-to-school commercials, those ones where kids looked way too excited about binders and apples. You knew it was propaganda. Hey, real quick before we dive back in, I just peeked at the numbers and it turns out most folks watching aren't subscribed. Now, if this is your first time here, no sweat, enjoy the ride. But if you've watched a couple of these already and you're still not subscribed, come on now, help a guy out. Hit that button so I can keep bringing you more of this good old-fashioned nostalgia. Thanks. The summer reading list was a guilt trip you couldn't escape.
From Peter Benchley, author of Jaws, comes a story so riveting the suspense is awesome. The story of David and Gail, two lovers caught up in a thrilling underwater adventure.
There was always that wrinkled sheet of paper tucked into a drawer somewhere, handed out on the last day of school. The summer reading list. It loomed over you like a thundercloud. Sure, some kids read Wuthering Heights on purpose, but most of us were flipping through Sweet Valley High and hiding the Nancy Drew paperbacks behind our assigned copy of Johnny Tremaine. Come August, you were faced with a countdown. And that list was the ticking clock. The ice cream truck still came, but it felt bittersweet.
This is what happened one day when the ice cream van stopped by Tufty's house. Ice cream!
By late August, even the ice cream truck seemed a little slower. The music, once magical, now sounded faintly tragic. You still got your bomb pop or your orange push-up, but you were already halfway thinking about setting your alarm again. It was like squeezing the last bit of joy out of a tube of Go-Gurt, except we didn't have Go-Gurt yet. Just orange sherbet in a Dixie cup with a wooden spoon that splintered if you bit it wrong. Days got shorter, and you felt it. There was a moment, maybe the third week of August, when you looked up at 7:45 and realized it was getting dark. The lightning bugs came out a little earlier. The air started to smell like pencils and dry grass. Somewhere you could almost hear a school bell ringing in the distance, even if it was just your imagination. The sun still blazed in the afternoon, but the evenings carried a whisper. It's almost over. The last days were always the sweetest. And somehow, those final August days were the most magical. You stayed up later, ate dinner on the porch, called your best friend just to talk about nothing for an hour while you doodled flowers in the margins of your notebook. You might have gone to one last slumber party, painted your nails with polish that smelled like gasoline, or slow danced to Chicago in someone's basement. You knew the end was coming, but you squeezed every drop out of what was left. And then, just like that, summer was over. One night, your mom handed you a brown paper lunch bag. You laid out your first day outfit on the bed. You packed your book bag with nervous energy, wondering who your homeroom teacher would be. And the next morning, summer vanished. Just like that. You stood on the corner waiting for the bus, wearing jeans that still had the tags on them, holding a new folder with a unicorn on it, and wondering how the season slipped through your fingers so fast. So here's to August in the 70s. That golden, lazy, sweet, and sweaty stretch of time that lived somewhere between popsicles and pre-algebra. You might have dreaded what came next, but for a few perfect weeks, life was sunshine, music, and the feeling that anything and everything was still possible. And if you close your eyes right now, you can probably still hear the cicadas buzzing, smell the copper tone, and feel the sun warming your shoulders, just like it did back then.